First of all, sup? If I look like I'm nervous, it's because I am. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Hello, bonjour, Annie. We would like to kick Fringe North 2024 off, firstly, by thanking you for coming. This marks our 5th Fringe North Festival in Sault Ste. Marie, and it's only growing from here. I would like to first introduce the board director, Fringe North, Tova Arvis, who will say a few words.
Hi everyone and welcome. You're going to have to bear with me because it's been a long day and a long week. I sound like a cartoon character, you know what's happened. I'm so glad that you're all here. I'm so excited to be here with you in our brand new venue as we've expanded this year. This is the biggest we've been since our return post-COVID, and it's really a delight to be here celebrating with so many faces that I recognize as longtime Fringe friends and supporters, and some really keen supporters of the arts in general here in the Sioux. So thank you so much all for coming. So I get the lovely job tonight of saying thank you to a whole lot of folks, and I love when your e-pants want to give us some applause. I'm going to run through that list, and then we can all do a joyful applause together, okay? So you don't have to feel like you're clapping all night. The first thing we always like to do is remember where we are, time, place, space. And we're gathered here today in Bawati, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe Nation, and home to the Michippi, the Métis peoples. Settler Indigenous relations in these territories have been defined by the Robinson-Huron, Robinson-Superior, and Jay treaties. We all must honor and respect the rights and sovereignty of First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples. They have always been nations. Fringe North values truth and reconciliation, and taking actionable steps to work towards this in tangible ways. So here we are, start of Fringe North 2024. And before we get into the incredible sneak previews of the artists we have here tonight, and all the thank yous for the folks who came together to make this happen, I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge a really difficult loss to our arts community. Kara Kolinak has always been a bright and shining star, eager to jump in everything, participate in Fringe, come in as an artist and supporter. Yep. And we all love her very much. I would like to offer a moment of silence to think about our lovely Kara and others in the arts community who have made such deep impacts. The Karas and the Maria Burgesses and all of those that we've loved who are now making theater together in a much different space. I know that for many of us, Kara looms large in everything that we do, that she's been an incredible inspiration to small and large pieces of this festival, of the theater community, and helping to make sure arts thrive and survive here in Sault Ste. Marie. I know that I myself will carry her in my heart, along with many others who have given their all. And quite frankly, she was the fringiest of everybody. Fringe has been a really long journey, and for some of you know that it started with the seed of an idea in a backyard, where I said to whoever would listen, all the people I met at Toronto Fringe drove through Sault Ste. Marie going to some other Fringe, and said, oh yeah, I was there to stop for gas. And I said, why can't we give them a reason to stay here? And I was lucky enough to encounter some really incredible, energetic folks who said, okay, well, let's just do that. And we've been rocking and rolling ever since. Some of these folks in the room, like the guy behind the lights over there, will tell you that in the early days, it was only a very few of us, and it was a whole string of words that I probably shouldn't say tonight. And the energy and determination and the passion and the excitement that has driven this journey from those early days where we knew nothing and had no funding and just did it kind of by the skin on our teeth, you know, to where we've come now. I feel like the proudest mom. I really do. And I couldn't have done it without so many beautiful, strong, creative, and passionate people who have helped in so many ways. Fringe is first and foremost volunteer-driven, and you'll see a lot of amazing folks around wearing these pink t-shirts. They are our volunteers. They are our incredible seasonal team who came on. These young, dynamic, energetic folks who just said, yep, let's do this thing, and have created the festival that you all will experience this week.
I'm inside, so...
My board has been there with me, some of them every step of the way, some of them starting with me in the volunteer days, some of them who've been around for the very bumpy journey to get us to here, and I really couldn't do it without any of those fantastic and important people. And please, if you haven't already, take a look at our program or online to see exactly who those folks are, because my heart just isn't big enough to say all the thank you words that I feel for them. Of course, we have a ton of really important sponsors and funders who have given in-kind donations, monetary donations, donations of stuff and time and energy. The Government of Ontario, the City of Sault Ste. Marie, and the Government of Canada have all contributed. TD Ready Commitment Fund, the Susan Barber Memorial Trust, and a whole lot of other really important folks, including Canada's Summer Jobs, who made sure that I had all that youthful, creative energy driving the team this year. So please take a moment as well to acknowledge all those pieces. There's so many folks who make sure that the arts can be here in Sault Ste. Marie, and I'm so grateful to have support of so many wonderful organizations and individuals. A very special thanks goes out to Will and the amazing team at the museum. No matter what I ask for, Will says yes with a big smile on his face, even though I'm sure he goes home at the end of the night thinking, why are we friends? But we share the same understanding of how arts and culture are the heartbeat and soul of a community, and we share the understanding that in order to build that community, it means holding space for all the remarkable artists who are trying to tell their stories in unique and creative ways. If every city had a person like Will saying yes, we would see the same kind of undying and passionate support for the arts that we see here in Sault Ste. Marie. And I feel so privileged to work alongside folks like Will, and there are so many Wills in this community supporting arts and culture and working their little butts off to make sure that we can all do this and be artists and be art supporters and entertained by all this amazing work. May that continue. May we always be such a strong arts and culture community, and I sure am pleased to be part of it. And I have two very final and extra special thank yous to make to Caitlin Townsend and Garrett Abrams, who have grown up alongside me with this Fringe and took on as dual leads for our artistic team this summer. They have worked and worked and worked and worked and still came in with smiles on their faces and said, what can I do? They helped the team grow into a family, and helped to make sure all the small and large details of this festival were attended to. And when there were gaps and learning curves, as inevitably there are as we grow and change every year, he kept a very helpful list so that in the fall, when we put our heads together, we know what to do even bigger and better for next year. And I couldn't do any of this without them. And finally, and most importantly, and this is where I'm going to need your hands, because the most important part about Fringe are all of the amazing artists who come forward with their work and their creativity to tell their stories and show their ideas and share in all the ways that we're going to see. On the stage, on the screen, our creators outside with their vendor tables, everybody who contributed as visual artists, and I encourage you to please take all of that in over this week. There's so much going on, and it just blows me away, the talent and creativity and just incredible minds and energy that come forward for Fringe every year. Just wait till you see what this festival has in store for all of you. I always tell people to expect the unexpected, but this year I think that no matter what you think you expected, these artists are going to blow you away. Thanks for leading the applause, whoever you are back there. My voice appreciates it. So, definitely enjoy the Fringe. Pick up a program. Take a chance on something you might not have. Plan a block where you can come and just see everything and support these artists who are here working so hard. We love that we get to make paid professional opportunities for artists of all experience levels and all creative disciplines and discoveries. And if you like us and you want Fringe to keep doing what we do, please tip the Fringe. Thank you very much for coming and for your attention while I got through my list. Please enjoy tonight, enjoy the Fringe. Happy Fringing, everybody.
Thank you, Toa, for those great words. Next, I would like to please invite our one and only artistic director, Garrett Abrams.
Hello, everybody. It's just fantastic to be able to finally be standing up here and talking to all of you after a few crazy but fun, chaotic days of getting things together as we kick off Fringe North 2024. I'm going to chat a little bit, but before I do, I want to introduce, we have a very fun new initiative at Fringe North this season. You may have seen our little Fringe North thistle floating around the space. So to give a little bit of context for that, we've got a video that we're going to show you all and yeah, introduce this fun new thing we've got going on. Mark, are we good for that? Awesome.
A proud mascot of Fringe North 2024. You'll see me swaying in the wind throughout the festival, just like I do in the beautiful shorelines of Merrifield and Ireland. I'm an artist in my own right, bringing a touch of natural beauty wherever I go. Fringe North is all about celebrating the vibrant arts community in the north. And guess what? 100% of our box office sales goes straight to paying the amazing artists who bring the festival to life. But to keep the magic going, we need your help. If you spot me around the festival, feel free to ask me questions or discover cool facts about Fringe North. And most importantly, tip the Fringe. Your support helps us to continue to bring this incredible festival back year after year. So, want to support Fringe North? Tip the Fringe. And at the arts flourish, remember, Fringe North, expect the unexpected. For more information on how to tip the Fringe, head on over to SueFringe.com.
Thank Thank you so much, Mark, for your work on that. It's our new Fringe mascot, so you'll see him floating around. For anyone wondering why he's Scottish, first of all, the Thistle is very Scottish, but also the very first Fringe festival was in Edinburgh, so it was kind of a fun nod to that. Yeah, so I am very, very happy to be here this year. I have been involved in Fringe North since 2018, the second festival. I came as an artist from North Bay. I fell in love with the community here. I was really excited when I saw that there were job openings for seasonal staff 3 seasons ago, and I came on board, and I've been around ever since, and this is the first year that I've been on in a leadership role with Caitlin, and it has been an amazing year and a very chaotic year to be involved as we've experienced all this incredible growth. So just thanks so much to everyone who has supported Fringe and allowed Caitlin and I to be in these roles and to be entrusted with this incredible festival that, again, I started on as an artist and never thought I'd be in this position. So I'm just so grateful for that. And thank you so much, everyone. So, before we get started with some of the artist pitches, I just want to give a little bit of thanks to all of the amazing artists that we have involved this year. We have a lot of them sitting here, and you're going to see some little sneak peeks on the shows, but from my end, being involved from like creating applications to artists, submitting applications, it has been just a very different year in terms of just the amount of applications, the amount of artists we've been able to bring on board, which was over 40 artists altogether. We had even more apply. It has just been a whirlwind year of growth, and we've been allowed to expand into this incredible space, which, like, by the way, is, if you saw it a few days ago, just like, I need to give another round of applause to our tech folks. It's, this year, the diversity of arts, from dance to traditional theater to music. We have busking going on again this year, which is super cool. We have a bunch of amazing vendors out this year. We have some incredible visual artists, and visual artists coming in from a whole bunch of different mediums. We, of course, are holding on to our digital components, so we have a few incredible digital artists, and we have our digital screening room, or you can watch from home as well. So really this year just has truly something for everybody. I can't even like list all of the things that are going on. If you can think of an arts related thing that you're interested in seeing, it's probably going on at the festival at some point. So very excited for that, and we're gonna get a little bit of a sneak peek. Before we do that, I think Ayla has a little closing remark on her end, and then we're going to jump back in with some fun artist pitches. Thanks so much, everyone.
Hi everyone, it's me again. Okay, one second. Okay. You got an inside look on who helps run the festival, but the only way Fringe North exists is because of you. The artists. You inspire us to listen, ponder, laugh, and cry, which connects us all to a richer and more vibrant community. We are so thankful for the work that you do to contribute to the arts of Northern Ontario. We know how much effort it goes into performance, the late nights, the early mornings, the rehearsing, and the vulnerability of sharing a piece of yourself with us. So artists, give yourself a pat on the back through this show. Though the show started, you're so close to the finish line. Sorry. The curtains are drawn, and it's your time to shine. This is not on my script, but I wanted to say, this is my second year at Fringe, and I've never seen such amazing artists, ever. Aww. I know. Don't be shy. I do sing, and it was so hard for me to get it out there, and I'm so glad that there is a community that knows how hard it is to get your art out there and how hard it is to like give yourself to somebody else. So I want to thank all of you. I honestly, truly love seeing everyone here. I'll give it back to Garrett.
By the way, I just want to say for Ayla, and I did this at the sponsorship dinner as well, just to give a bit of a shout out to her. Ayla came on last year as one of our month-long hires helping out for the festival, and is back this year in a much bigger role, taking over for our artist relations individual, and probably at the most chaotic period of time. So I just want to give another round of applause to Ayla. So as we are going to bring up some artists or show some on the screen here for our pitch night, I want everyone to start keeping in mind some of the shows that you might be interested in seeing. One of the best parts of Fringe is sitting down, and I know this is going to sound kind of boring, but sitting down and writing a schedule, but sitting down and mapping out all of the shows that you're able to make it to, supporting each other's shows. If you're an artist in the festival, come see other artist shows. It is really about building that community, and I hope that you can stick around and Fringe with us from this point until Sunday evening. So keep that in mind, start thinking about what shows you're going to be seeing. And how I've done this, because we want to make it nice and fair, is I've put the artist names that are doing the pitch night into a randomizer, and that's how we're going to decide who's going when. Alrighty. First up, do we have under 18 theater here?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, amazing. Anything you need, or you just
I'm good.
use the mic?
Yep, thank you so much.
Awesome, thank you.
Howdy. They say first is the worst, and by God, that's true. All right. 18 and under theater. Doesn't the name say it all? There's me, Vicky B., the artistic director, self-proclaimed czar of creativity, the be-all and end-all of the stage, or at least as I like to imagine. Moving on to the real stars of the show, Maisie Nelson at the back there, beautiful brunette with the long hair. Howdy, Lily. Give her a clap right up. What's up with me? Maisie Nelson, what a name. Maisie plays everyone's favorite wayward youth, Kyle, or in this place, Kylie, phonetically spelled. Kylie finds herself facing a life or death choice, typical of a dramatic selection. Next we have Riley Portion, also at the back, beautiful blonde hair, blue eyes. Riley Portion is a creature. Some would say creature of the stage. I would just say creature. Winner of the Best Monologue Award in this year's Quanta Wanak Festival, Riley has been acting for 10 years, but putting up with me for a meager 2. I wish Riley the best and will speak no harm to him because he is volunteering in the kitchen tonight. The next notable name I will mention is Matthew Maurice. You'll find I speak more freely on cast members when they're not around to defend themselves. Throughout the duration of Matthew's stage life, he has overcome multiple difficulties pertaining to enunciation and diction. I could not be prouder of Matthew for his unending desire to improve, learn, and entertain. Former lighting tech, current starving artist Angel Mincone. Angel has been by my side since the founding of 18 and Under Theater. Angel is as boisterous as she is a kind and gentle soul. Needless to say, she is very quiet. Though unable to reach the top shelf, Angel has provided our company with unforgettable words of encouragement, such as, Vicky, dinner was 45 minutes ago, I'm getting off the stage. Next up, Bella Gideon. This Friday, August 23rd, between 6 to 7 p.m. will be Bella's first time enduring a dramatic production in Fold in its entirety. Bella, with virgin eyes, had witnessed the casting process, our workshops, our blockings, our revisions, our revisions, our revisions, and the dreadful 7 days leading up to her first ever on-stage performance. Bella, thank you very much. Bella stepped up to a daunting plate and took everything I threw at her with the grit of a grizzled crime scene investigator. Last but not least, Kenzie Ingram. Working with Kenzie has been a treat. Kenzie has been involved in numerous productions with the Sioux Theatre Workshop, such as The Elf on the Shelf Must Die. Need I say more? Well, I do think I should say more, considering the fact I have to stretch this out to 5 minutes. This cast has fundamentally changed me, mainly mentally. Throughout our journey together, we have overcome innumerable and conquered the inconspicuous. Unified by financial desperation and an epic tragedy, 18 and Under Theatre is proud to present Bradley Hayward's I Don't Want to Talk About It. I Don't Want to Talk About It does just that. Via a series of connected monologues, we witnessed life through the eyes of teenage Kylie. We're there from her first words to her final breath. I Don't Want to Talk About It illustrates the bittersweet, josage, tragic, and awkwardness of adolescent life through a textbook example of modern dramedy. Stay tuned, I'm almost done. Tickets are available through Fringe North. Tickets start at $5. Get them before they're gone. That is to say, August 23rd at the Sioux Museum, 690 Queen Street East, between 6 and 7 p.m. The show also includes an open question and answer period, so you can inquire into exactly what is wrong with me. Thank you.
Feeling like insecure coming up and talking after that. That was great. Alrighty. Next up is Mulal here. There we go. Amazing. Okay, perfect.
I have this clipboard.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
If first is the worst, then second is the best, right? That's I'm not a performer, so I won't be the best, because I'm not good at talking in front of a stage or to a microphone. But I think I'm loud enough, so I'll just talk. I am a visual artist for the Fringe this year. Yeah,
There you go.
I just, no.
It's there.
It's scary. I was gonna bring my sewing machine and like kind of set it up and just sit behind it so I had something to hold, but I didn't because it's really heavy. Yeah. So I sew. You might recognize me from being around. I bartended for like a long while in many places. So yeah, and then I worked in places and stuff and things, and I'm kind of always holding a clipboard for no reason at all, other than that I make them. Yeah. I recently kind of exited this weird like profit for survival moment in my life where I was like just making stuff and making stuff and making stuff and selling stuff, and I sold it all somehow, like most of it. I was kind of blown away when I was like reviewing every so often. I would go through what I have and I'm like, there's like not as much as there should be. No. But then I started to make kind of what I wanted to look at and like put myself into quilts, which is like crazy. During this weird profit for survival time, you can laugh all the time too. I was hate crime. Yeah, it's way more complicated than that, of course. But it was like 2 or 3 or an eternity of my life. And it kind of comically, this like gender-based violence had like a really fun combination with like a gender crisis, which is like ideal, really. But I made, once I got out of this really weird, unsafe situation, I made this first quilt that had like a lot of math, like so much math. And I called it Beavers in the Bowling Alley. I put like this like crazy amount of effort, blood, sweat, and tears into it. Like I literally sewed through my thumb, and then I ripped the needle off, and there was blood everywhere. It was like a little bit. But then I was thinking, I was like, I need to sell this because I just broke my phone. And I'll try and sell it for $900. I'm gonna sell this quilt. I didn't. It's on display.
Did you bring it? Did you bring it?
But it was like this crazy moment, like that I realized that I could maybe sell quilts for the same value that other people are selling quilts for, and that like I was making like art, and I was like, whoa, well, somebody might buy this.
Did you bring it?
It is. It's up
Oh, it's up.
over there.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
also all my quilts are wearable. They're like little. Anyway, that was the pitch. I don't need to sell things. Yeah. But I made it in like this weird relative safety during this weird like gender crisis time, and like my friends helped me build it. My friends helped me realize this art, and it was so cool and magical. In the same apartment, I made a quilt about the business beneath it. I made it for my friends who were getting married. They had met in that place, and I can't mention them because I'm blocked on Instagram. But if you can figure out where it is and get me unblocked and maybe like a job there, then that'd be cool, and I'll give you like a print because I was gonna make prints, but then life happened. Yeah, and then I made some other quilts. I don't know if that was my 5-minute clap, but were like this. I was cool, and I had to move again. Hate crimes. And then yeah, I made like these quilts about where I live and how much I love the places that I've gotten to live, and how the places I've lived like have changed me, and like how magical they are. And yeah, to finish, anyone here have like a security blanket or had? Yeah.
Have?
Anyone still have? Up until they were 10,
Now?
15.
I still have mine.
Yeah. Still, yeah, same. Yeah. I can't use mine anymore because my like puppy like chewed it up. But I had it until like, yeah, I still do. And then when I was naming these quilts, I thought about blankets, and I thought about my security blanket, and like how these quilts are like this sense of security that I've built for myself, and like this kind of beautiful moment that my friend and I had on the patio, a word map. And yeah, so it's called neurotic security for a number of reasons. Yeah, that's it. I'm hosting a workshop on the 24th at 2 p.m.
Amazing. All right, next up we have is Lock City's chorus here. Amazing. All right. I'm gonna stop. I keep exiting and leaving the mic at my height. I'm gonna like. Okay, great.
Beautiful.
So next time, sweetheart, Fringe Festival, you are stand-up comic.
Yeah.
Amazing. My name is Terry Miller, and I'm here representing the Lock City's chorus. We are a chorus of women who sing four-part a cappella harmony in the barbershop style. We have been in the community for about 30 years. We are the only women's a cappella group in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. Some of our members are American. COVID was a disaster for us. We lost over a third of our members. I'm one of the younger but we were historically trained in barbershop music by the Sweet Adelines. And the problem is that Sweet Adelines is an international organization, and it's American owned, and we paid in American money, but we're Canadian, 90% of us are Canadian, and we felt there's something wrong with the math here. So we left, and we broke from Sweet Adelines, and we got nasty letters and all that. We said, that's our money. they wanted to come and take our money. Anyway, that's really gossiping, so I'm not going to do that anymore. So, one of the things that it allowed us to do is to open our doors to the men. Now, there is a men's barbershop group in Sault Ste. Marie.
Tell us the tea.
And they're very nice men. And so we've managed to, we've actually, curtailed one to come and sing with us, and he's graciously, because we're involved in another show, as some of my other people that I see here were involved in another show, and so he's coming to sing with us. So, what is barbershop music? Well, barbershop music is, and you can see my little pin there, it says tenor, and in women's barbershop, tenor is the highest part, and then the lead sings the melody, and then the lowest part is the bass, and then the baritones. And the baritones are really a squirrely kind of group of notes that kind of go in around, and they fill up the chords. And barbershop music is all about the chords that you sing. But having said that, we decided we're going to branch off. So we created a montage of eclectic kind of music. So if you're my age or older, you'll remember, One Fine Day. If you don't know that, you're too young. Hold Me, Thrill Me.
That's gonna be young.
Some of the old Beatles songs. Okay, come on, you got to know the Beatles songs. Oh, wow, I was dying here for a second.
I don't know the Beatles.
But moving on, we have incorporated some songs from the animated movies. So yay, good for us. Pitch Perfect. We've got some songs from Pitch Perfect. So we're really expanding. We're very proud of what we've done. But we are really reaching out, and when was she talking about singing? Please come and hear us. We have learning tracks. There is no fee. We invite everybody to come. If it's too hard, too bad. We will train you. You come in the door, you're not leaving. But I want to really thank Garrett, because he's been wonderful texting back. So now this is the face of the crazy lady who's been emailing, oh my God, what am I doing? Where are we going? What day is it? So thank you so much for that. Even today, I emailed you. It's okay, Tova had my back. We're good. But having said that, she talked about Will, and the Lock Cities Chorus, in conjunction with the Sioux Museum, is doing a tribute to the Beatles called Come Together, October the 5th, and we're celebrating barbershop music and Beatles music. So Will is going to back us up, and he's performing and doing all this magical, wonderful digital stuff. And we're going to do the Stars on 45, and if you don't know what Stars on 45, you're still too young. Oh my God. We'll educate you, please. So soon that will be advertised, and I don't know what else I can say, but we would love to have you, and we're a very welcoming and warm group of individuals, which leads me to the final thing that I want to say. And I don't want to leave on a down note, but I have been in theater for many years. And,
How many?
I heard that. Step outside. And one of the things that I've always appreciated and loved about theater is how welcoming we are. And that's what the Fringe Festival does too. It welcomes you in, and it says, please come, please be part of us, and we will celebrate you. And watching the display and the tribute to Kara just really brings that back, because she was part of so many of our lives. And all of you, the people that I've known for years and years. And I love you so much. And this, one of the things that everybody's posting is please tell the people that you know and who are part of your life to say that you love them. And so this is my opportunity to say that I'd like to.
Thanks so much. Next up, we have House of Gore.
Alright, so everybody got up here and story told, and I kind of feel like I should do the same, but I brought some music with me to give you a little taste of what we do. Before I do that, I should introduce myself. I'm Luke McAnally Gore's Shadow. I'm one of the heads of House of Gore. We have performers in Sioux, Ontario and Sioux, Michigan. For Fringe this year, we're bringing 2 shows. So our adult show is the After Dark on Saturday night. It's what you'd normally expect if you've been out to a drag show. If you haven't, I'm going to give you a taste. What I'm really excited about this year is our all-ages show. Last year we did Drag Does Disney. Every performer brought Disney songs. This year, I lost my mind. And I let my drag child, not the child with me here today, who is also a bad influence, but I let my drag child, Chaplain Gore's Shadow, convince me that we should rewrite The Little Mermaid.
Oh no.
And we should do it as storytelling and drag combined. So I love doing drag story time, so that hit me hard. I'm like, let's do it. So in the midst of buying a house and moving in chaos, I managed to adapt The Little Mermaid to a script that I will be reading as King Triton. And the little one here with me tonight, who has recently started her stage career under the name Jaden Gore Shadow, she is going to be my flounder, and together we are going to tell the story of The Little Mermaid, and we've got all of our drag performers. Lana Von Archer is going to be Ariel. My husband, Zephyr Shadow, is going to be our Prince Eric. The wonderful Paris Gore will be our Ursula. And really exciting, we've brought 4 youth from a local, 3 of them are from a local brand new theater group that my daughter was part of recently called Celebrity Youth Theater. I've got 3 youth plus 1 extra coming in to be Ariel sisters and some of the other backups and extras. So I'm going to give you a little taste of our adult stuff, and I hope to see y'all at.
Heard a preacher man say we were living in the end of times, and a weatherman said it was too late to make it right. I got folks online throwing shade my way. I wanna block it all out, but it's getting harder and harder these days. Yeah, say I dress too flashy, say I talk too
there's a country hoedown coming up, eh? I've seen
September 21st, if
September
that's a Saturday.
21st. Cool. Okay, I'm excited for that one. I'm starting to see posters pop up.
Hawaii Bates are doing that too.
Oh,
They're
cool,
organizing
cool.
it, they just invited me because they can't do a country drag show without Luke.
Of course, yeah. Amazing. All right, next up we have a special presentation from one of our digital artists who I hope is able to tune in from, I believe she's in Ottawa. We have Nancy Edwards, and we have a great trailer from her. Is that all queued up to go? All right, amazing. Enjoy. Fantastic. I hope Nancy's watching. I hope you're able to tune in. As well, I wanted to give a little bit of a fun shout out. Nancy is actually going to be doing a special Zoom Q&A on Saturday at 3:30 p.m. So for anyone who purchases tickets to this lovely digital piece, will be sent that link and can join this Q&A and chat a little bit with Nancy about her work. We will also be facilitating that in our digital space upstairs. So if you want to come at 3:30 on Saturday, we'll have that going as well. So super excited for that. Alrighty, next up, we have Brian Tremblay.
If I may call upon one of the technicians to give me a lead to plug that in. Can do. While he's doing that, I'm going to read you a body poem. Body poem. You're going to be easily offended. This might not be for you. But I got a trick for you.
Oh no.
It was dark and the moon was high. All alone, just her and I. Her lips so soft, her eyes so blue. I knew just what she wanted to do. Her hair so wet, her skin so fine, I ran my fingers along her spine. I remember being nervous in my fast-beating heart. Slowly she spread her legs apart. Hey, oh my. And when it happened, I felt no shame when at once all that white stuff came. And at last it's finished all over now. You dirty thinkers. My very first time milking it. Yeah. I love rattling cages. Oh, look who's here. There you go.
Oh no.
Well, in the meantime, I'll talk while they get me a lead here.
It's on the mic stand. It's on the mic stand.
Music stand.
Yes, my wife says that all the time. Can't tell if it's right in front of them.
Oh, must be glowing in the dark, does it?
What's that? What? I didn't hear you. Well, if you're going to insult me, please do it out loud. Yep. It's coming through the front? Yep. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Alrighty, gang. Sorry about that.
No, you're not.
Okay. Alright, I remember my first beer too. Well, folks, I want to find out what I want to do. Yeah, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to do something else for you. There you go. Anyways. Tremblay. I'm going to perform a show for you on Friday at 8:30. My wife is going to be here with me, and she sings some backup and does some, some percussion kind of stuff. And it's called In the Tracks of the Black Bear. Now, my father used to work for the ACR. A lot of my family did. My uncle used to work for the ACR, track foreman. You can still see his office window at the Hawk Junction station. My siblings were born in Hawk Junction and Chaplin. My uncle, like I said, he worked. My cousins, two of them still live in Hawk Junction. I had cousins who worked for the railroad. I got trained, let's put it that way. And believe it or not, this came about because I wanted to apply to be on Fringe again. And I said, geez, what am I going to do? I can't just like get up there
That'd be
and do
boring.
all that stuff. But, you know, so I figured I got to have a story. And I thought about this a long time ago, and I made it come alive. And I made this story called In the Tracks of the Black Bear. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to tell stories and sing songs about the Algoma Central Railway. And like I said, I have a lot of history with the railway in that respect. And I wrote 6 songs for the program, and then I performed 6 traditional railroad songs. So some stuff going as far back as the turn of the century, but it's kind of fun. So you might enjoy that. I'm going to sing a song for you from one of the ones that I wrote, and hopefully you will enjoy it and go from there. So there'll be, and I'm trying a visual thing at the same time. I won't have this wonderful rear projection screen, unfortunately, but I will have a screen behind me, and we'll have a projector up there, and it's going to show some pictures from the ACR, and some of them that I took on my train trips and stuff like that, and some of them that I just researched, and you know, the library has wonderful things, and the museum have wonderful pictures available that you can put up there and illustrate the story. So you'll see all that going on at the same time. Anyways, I hope you'll join me and have a fun time. In the meantime, I'm going to sing this song for you. I don't know of any specific one, but there had been a couple of washouts on the ACR. One of them apparently happened around 78 and took out a train. And when the rains get heavy and the lakes and the rivers fill up, they start to push things down, and those rail beds are made of loose rock, so they sometimes take things out. And it's one of the worst things, of course, that a train driver can have to face on that. Anyways, this one here is called The Washout. And it's all about a fictional train that got washed out somewhere along the ACR. And it goes like this. Yeah, that's a better place. Number 7 had a full head of steam as she passed by mile 8. Then it started to ring as it came around the bend. Engineer says we're tempting fate. The conductor radioed from the caboose, keep your sorry eyes peeled. I think this might be a gully washer as the devil broke the last seal. It looks like a washout is gonna take us down. It looks like a washout, the engineer did shout. Pull that brake, hold on tight. It looks like a washout is happening tonight. The heavens opened up its maw, the deluge got intense. They saw the mountain sliding down, the crew felt her turbulence. The mountain did reverberate as the water and mud roared down. It dragged the rails down to the deep end as number 7 made a deadly sound. It looks like a washout is gonna take us down. It looks like a washout, the engineer did shout. Pull that brake, hold on tight. It looks like there'll be a washout tonight. There are times when you can hear round the mile 8 mark the sound and cry of old number 7 drifted through the dark. On a rainy evening, you can see a light glowing in the black. A shadowy figure with a coal lamp warding up a washed-out track. It looks like a washout is gonna take us down. It looks like a washout, the engineer did shout. Pull that brake, hold on tight. It looks like there'll be a washout tonight. It looks like a washout is gonna take us down. It looks like a washout, the engineer can shout. Pull that brake, hold on tight. It looks like there'll be a washout tonight. It looks like a washout is gonna take us down. It looks like a washout, the engineer can shout. Pull that brake, hold on tight. It looks like there'll be a washout tonight. Number 7 had a full head of steam as she passed by mile 8. And then it started to rain as she came around the bend. Engineer says we're tempting fate. Thank you very much. And before I run away, Garrett, I've been saying it a lot, and I'm going to say it again in front of more people because I want them to know this. The Fringe Festivals, like I said, kind of helped me out creatively because I put this together because, hey, you got to be in Fringe, you got to come up with something. I came up with something. But I also want to say that these people run the best run festival in Northern Ontario. I played a few. And after you've been here, the rest should be ashamed of themselves. All right? Artists are a means to an end, and not the end. You know what I mean? So spend money on them. Spend money on all the artists. Spend money on artists all the time. I still want to see Sault Ste. Marie become a music city. I still do. But there's a lot we have to do. There's too many businesses out there that still think that music is free. Music is not free. You need a license to play in your place of business. Music is not free. You need a license. We need to get paid. Okay? You want Music City to happen in Sault Ste. Marie? Everybody has to follow the plan. Everybody has to understand the assignment, because this is the new phrase that they use. You know? Everybody has to understand the assignment. So that's my wish, that's my dream. I'd like to see that happen. And I can tell you right now, the city of Sault Ste. Marie, arts and culture. Gee, oh, if there's a rep here from arts and culture, I can't remember. Oh yeah. Just hire them, and they'll do wonderful things. Not that you're not doing a great job, Alvin, but you'll have a whole army of people that can do more for it. Anyways, that's my take on Fringe. I hope you'll come and see my show. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Brian. Thank you. Alrighty, next up, we have Sky, and Sky, I think is, I don't know if you've decided you want to say anything or if we just want to jump right into it. All right, Mark, we got that queued up? All right, we got another amazing trailer from Sky here.
I'm Sky Smith. I grew up in Sault Ste. Marie. I've done community theater since I was 4 years old. I watched my mom as the Wicked Witch in The Wizard of Oz, and I was hooked. I played a little munchkin in that production, and I've been creating and performing ever since. My background is in dance, so I was at SWADA, Jerry Walsh Academy of Dance Arts. I went on to teach there, and I did community theater throughout my university days at Algoma University. Went on to do the public relations program at Sault College. This Fringe North performance is called Elle. When I was at Algoma University, I took a creative writing class called Writer's Craft with the late Dr. Alana Bondar. The first assignment we had in the class was to rewrite a fairy tale, and I chose the creation story. Reading that creation story has always, something was missing for me. Rewriting it, my mom kind of slipped.
Okay. Next up, we have Jacob Maybe.
Thank you. I didn't bring a song or a video or anything. I just came to say hi. My name's Jacob. I've got a show on Friday. It's called How a Bear Dies. Some people find that a bit dark, and they're right. Some people think it sounds kind of funny. I think right, maybe? You tell me. I did want to take a second, and it's been said, but everyone involved with Fringe, thank you so much. Give artists a chance to get work in front of people. It's phenomenal. However, we also have to talk about the work and pitch it. It's not my forte. But I do appreciate that too. I'm not going to talk about the work, like where it ended up, what its final result was, but just quickly I'll talk about sort of where it started. Maybe slightly taller than this. Not that direction, okay. Thanks. I got a spelling bee. So there's this one memory from a ways back. I'll spare you a few details, but we had this bear that needed butchered. It was outside of hunting season, and so regular guys in town weren't too interested. They get set up in hunting season for wild game, and otherwise they're like, get that out of my shop. So we found a guy. You gotta drive a ways. There's a guy. And there's some paperwork that needs done, so the M&R doesn't come around and shut down a butcher shop for processing poached animals. They want to make sure everything's on the up and up. So I'm there, my father-in-law, and this butcher's trying to get my father-in-law to do the paperwork because he can't do it. He's illiterate, but he doesn't want to say that. My father-in-law is completely not picking up on this. And so we have this mixture of shame and pride and misreadings. It's just deliciously awkward for way too long. And so this moment was, I'd sometimes wake up at night and think, oh my God, how did we get here and how could we do better next time? And this other one, my wife and I have been lucky enough to introduce, at least a couple thousand people to the art, the sport, the discipline of archery. And and there's this really common story, this romantic vision many of us have been prone to, myself included, and we dream of making our own bow, this beautiful work of art, learning to get good with it, harvesting an animal, ideally the biggest one you can find, the most dangerous animal that you can get in range of. Which makes me wonder, why? Why do I feel drawn to that? Why do people get attached to this idea? And the wrinkle in this is that I've also helped people tune these bows. Sometimes they do make them, and then they need a little help getting it shooting right. And they might need a little help getting their own shooting right. And in the process, I've seen time and again a lot of these homemade bows, they snap. Maybe it's shot number 1, maybe it's shot 10, maybe get 100 shots out of it first. So the obvious question is, what if the failure of that bow coincides with the success of your hunting efforts? And that happens while there's a bear 10 or 12 yards in front of you. So that's what got me thinking. And that's not where the play landed. But those are its basic roots. And yeah, that's what I'm playing with. I'll be there Friday. Hope to see you. Thanks.
Well, now we're talking. This is great. I just want to give a quick shout out as well. Jacob is one of our Emerging Artists in Residency Program artists this year. We have this amazing funding from the Susan Barber Memorial Trust that we're able to support these developing creators doing this incredible work. We have Sarah as well, who is also one of our EA artists. She'll come up in a little bit. And then Samantha Buttery from Sudbury, who will be coming up on Friday with a really exciting work as well. So I just wanted to give a shout out to that. How are we looking on tech? I'm getting a thumbs up, so let's cue up Sky again.
I'm Sky Smith. I grew up in Sault Ste. Marie. I've done community theater since I was 4 years old. I watched my mom as the Wicked Witch in The Wizard of Oz, and I was hooked. I played a little munchkin in that production, and I've been creating and performing ever since. My background is in dance, so I was at SWATA, Jerry Walsh Academy of Dance Arts. I went on to teach there, and I did community theater throughout my university days at Algoma University. Went on to do the public relations program at Sault College. This Fringe North performance is called Elle. When I was at Algoma University, I took a creative writing class called Writer's Craft with the late Dr. Alana Bondar. The first assignment we had in the class was to rewrite a fairy tale, and I chose the creation story. Reading that creation story has always, something was missing for me. Rewriting it, my mom kind of slid over a book to me and said, "Have you ever heard of Lilith?" So this is Ella's Lilith's story, and how she's kind of erased from the Bible and erased from the creation story. She is supposedly the first woman on earth in the first creation story. If you grew up Catholic or Christian, Jewish, and you read the Old Testament and you grew up with these stories, you'll know that there's two creation stories, and they were kind of taught to me as like two versions. What I've come to research is that the first version is actually made at the same time. They're made at the same time Adam and Lilith. Men and women were created equally. I wanted to retell this story through dance. What I'm trying to do now in my directing and my writing is create a community of professional theater in Sault Ste. Marie. So what I want to do is make sure every artist that I work with is paid, whether it's a performer, a stage manager, a graphic designer, so everybody. I got a really good piece of advice from an old friend from high school who's in the sciences. And he said, people really want to see the making of the art. So what I've done in the past, what was really successful in my last show, Kala, was I showed me becoming the character. So I had steps in me becoming Kala, and I had 7 steps on how I created the performance, who I brought on board, how I became the character, which was a really messy process, but I was able to narrow it down into my social media posts and create intrigue. And I did the same thing for this show. I didn't want anyone to really know who Lilith was. That's why I called it Elle. You know, she's erased, and Lilith is also demonized. She is worshipped, is criticized. There's so many things about this character that I resonate with as a woman, and I think other women will too. Being here now and doing it is a dream, and in rehearsals I get chills. I get so excited to see this story unfold and to be able to have my vision come to life. Trigger warnings for the show: there's sexual content, there's religion, and there's intimate partner violence. My really good friend Josh Norling composed all of the music for the performance, so there's 4 dance numbers. I think you will be moved. I have an incredible cast portraying these characters, and I'm very, very grateful to have them as a part of this project. I'm Sky Smith, and enjoy the show.
To catch the last 10 seconds there, it's also in our live stream if you want to watch it afterwards. So you can actually see the ending before we got sad censored or whatever happened there. Amazing. And I got to see a little sneak peek last night of the Sky's work in here, and it's this. You're going to see a very different version of this space. It's very, very cool. So definitely come check that out. Next up, I don't have to look at the thing because it is my group that I have made schlep all the way here from Toronto. Something? What? I'm not saying anything. There we go. Hi everyone. My name is Robert Leitner and I'm representing Bird on Stage Productions. Let you introduce yourself as well.
I'm Matthew Gepfar, I'm one of the actors in The Quickest Gun in the North.
I've talked enough. Yeah. There's also a fourth person in our show. Her name is Tipolo Hildebrand. She's unfortunately feeling a little bit under the weather right now, but she will be here for the shows, so you'll be seeing her around. First off, I just kind of wanted to talk about what our show is, The Quickest Gun in the North. I'll give you a little description of the show, and then after that we're going to show you a little scene from the play. Once upon a time in northern Ontario, a southerner in pursuit of vengeance arrives in Mattawa, seeking the help of the outlaw known as the Quickest Gun in the North. I have another thing, just give me a moment there. Multimedia here. It's a old-fashioned northeastern Ontarian western radio drama. It also is a love letter to classic western cowboy storytelling, as well as to northern Ontario and all the good, the bad, and the ugly it entails. So just to get you started, we're going to show you one of the scenes from our play. The play is also a staged reading. We really want you to feel like as if it is that you're sitting in your bed listening to like an old western radio drama. Normally, the person who will be playing the southerner, who Matthew will be playing tonight, is Tipolo. So just don't be surprised if you come see the show and it's someone different. Awesome. All right. And we're good? Good to go? Good to go. So I'll just...
All right. Sorry, I've been setting up all day.
Yeah, you can really get this guy. All this. All right, great. Cool.
You all good?
Yep.
Alrighty. Scene 4, Lakati Boo. Somewhere near Timmins, the restrained wiper blade nearly at its breaking point brushes heavy wet snow from the windshield of the car, illuminating briefly the face of the southerner and the gun in the moonlight. Southerner retains an expression of panic and residual anger, while gun remains calm and focused, albeit bothered from their previous interaction.
We're not going to be able to make it much further in this. Roads are getting worse and the weather's shredding through my gas tank.
Why didn't we stop in the last town?
I was trying to make it as far to Dodge as possible for...
Before the preacher wakes up? And whose fault is that?
You hired me to protect you.
And because you're supposed to be the real northerner. And look where that got us.
There's some lights up ahead.
Looks like a barn.
It's a sugar shack.
As the scene shifts from that of the car to the inside of a traditional wooden sugar shack with scattered tables and chairs along the makeshift bar, enter Gun and the Southerner as the lights rise. The space illuminated by flickering light lanterns, they are greeted by Lassie Couture, a jolly-looking bearded man adorned in red plaid, overalls, and a mangled trapper hat. Let me take care of the talking this time?
Salut les gens! Que faites-vous ici dans cette tempête de neige?
On second thought.
On va voyageur à Nord.
Ok, oui, comment on le fait, je suppose? Je suis le sericulture. Bienvenue dans ma cabane, un sucre.
Je m'appelle Foussi et elle est sudiste.
Sudiste! Sudiste vendu!
Ottawa.
Ottawa! Vraiment! On parle pour moi là ben hors de l'eau, hein? Je vous aide, hein?
We're out of gas.
Ah, voilà. C'est un grand problème.
Why is that?
Pas de mettre gas par ici.
No gas stations around here.
Well, that's perfect.
I hear that generator buzzing. Don't suppose you could spare any. We'll pay handsomely.
Je vends pas. Je suis la sericulture, pas un fucking homme de gaz.
He won't sell any of his. Sorry to hear that. We'll be on our way.
Tu me comprends. J'en ai, mais je vends pas. Bref, le sirop d'érable, c'est ma vie, ma passion, ma seule mort. Mais, je suis un homme Paris. Je suis pas noir. Lançons un défi amical.
He wants to have a friendly challenge.
Lassie Couture returns holding 2 large mason jars filled with a thick brownish liquid.
Si tu gagnes, gaz pour vous Et aussi une chambre pour la nuit.
That's in the room for the night if we win. And if you win.
Ton char. Puis tu marches dans la nuit loin d'ici.
He wants the car if he wins, and we fuck off into the night.
That's ridiculous. We wouldn't make it a kilometer in this weather.
Maybe you wouldn't.
I'm serious. We're out of luck with that car.
Out of luck without any gas anyway. Name the challenge. Nom ton défi.
Première, de finir, c'est le gagnant. Les caribous.
First to finish wins. Caribous.
This is crazy. What's a caribou?
Red wine, rye whiskey, and maple syrup. I ain't letting you down again. J'accepte.
A steady Touring gun, after being past his own jar of liquid, moves to the table and face each other.
How you say, no funny games?
Wouldn't dream of it.
Allons-y.
Yeehaw!
Without any more hesitation, the two men unscrew their jars and begin to chug, liquid dripping down their chins. For a moment, it seems the Frenchman has the upper hand, before the gun lifts his leg up onto the chair, tilts his head back, and slams down the rest of the drink a split second for his competitor. Lastly, Culture falls back in the chair, now dazed, and the gun does the same. There's a moment of silence before both men begin to belly laugh.
Bravo, bravo, mon chum! La chambre est la tienne. Mais premièrement, profite de la nuit, you son of a bitch.
And that's our pitch.
All right, now we switch back into emceeing.
Yeah.
Woo! Last up for the evening, but certainly not least, we have Sarah Skagen.
I was wondering if you remember to do that. I was muted. I want to see.
Well, now it's especially high.
Can you just hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm super shy for this. I am doing 2 shows this year. One has been really well received by our community, and I'm so thankful for that. She was a passion project that I took on. In February, I started, and I interviewed 24 women who were victims of intimate partner violence, and put their stories together into a play that will hopefully just generate a little bit of awareness and give back voices to some of the people who have been silenced for a long time. It's been an incredibly, it's been a really hard ride. It's caused me to question myself and grow, and I am eternally thankful for the team that I have behind me, on the stage and apart. And then to like brighten things up to the absolute opposite end of the spectrum, I love playing with kids. I love playing with kids. The energy exchange is really incredible. And my girlfriend Erin also has crazy wild energy like me. So we are fun and funner, and we don't know who's fun, and we don't know who's funner. So we'd love for you to help us out while we join in some children's tunes and some old classics that I'm sure all of you will know. And that's my pitch. I don't really have anything fancy to give you guys today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. This was so much fun. I hope you got a great little sneak peek at just some of the incredible artists that we're going to be having at the festival up until Sunday. So, let's one more round of applause. Let's welcome the Amazing. Please feel free to keep, schmoozing outside. We're going to be welcoming in the Waybacks for an incredible performance coming up soon. But outside, we still have some of our amazing vendors. We still have Brewers Jansen with some refreshments. So please join us out in the tents, and then we will open up the space in a little bit and have our performance of the Waybacks.
Yeah.
So much fun. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a fantastic night.